Hello, I'm Caleb and I am 31. Before I started at Excel, I hadn't been doing martial arts for about 5 years. I'd just become a teacher, and anyone who knows what teaching is like in your first few years, oh my goodness, it takes over. And I remember feeling quite unhealthy at the time. It might have been in my mind, but I think that was the problem. My mind was quite unhealthy, and I kept going, oh, I want to start martial arts again, I want to go and do it, and I couldn't find anywhere, and then I thought, I can't have time for this, there's never going to be time for this, and eventually, after talking it through with some people, I bit the bullet, and I came to Excel because someone at my partner's work said, my daughter goes and they spar for an hour. I went, ooh, that sounds like my kind of thing, let's try that. And so that's kind of where it started. That's why I decided to start. And how do I feel now? I don't feel unhealthy anymore. That's the first answer to that. My mind feels stronger, which is the big bonus. I've got more discipline in controlling my life, which have really changed a lot for me, and I'm so grateful for that. My first Excel class, it must have been a grading because I was in this studio room, so it was very small. I'd already done a lot of martial arts beforehand, so I remember I was brown with white belts and I was jumping around at an alarming rate. I remember Lee coming to me and says, do you need to jump around? You don't have to jump around that much, or something like that. It was nice and friendly, but I remember him coming over saying that, and and that was my first experience. It was a nice experience. It felt good to jump around. I'm still quite explosive today, so I haven't stopped jumping around. What has it taken to get to this point? It's taken a lot of trying to think in a more positive mindset. I've always been taken aback. Well, I've been taken aback in the past at Excel by how positive everyone is. And I can get wrapped up in lots of things in life that I can be very critical. So when someone says, you've done this really well, I'm sort of off the back foot because I'm going, oh no, but I could do this better. So it's taken a lot of kind of mental training to try and see myself and things in a more positive light. And that's been a long road, and it's still going, but there you go. The moment I wanted to be a black belt is a fairly big question, really, because I have a black belt in Shotokan Karate. I got it when I was 13, so I already have the black belt. So getting another black belt has not really necessarily been the goal from day one. It's more been about just learning new things, trying new things, going further and further, and then I think I realised that part of that journey is the progression. So whilst I know I want that black belt, it's not for the black belt itself that I want it, it's the next level of things to learn and see and do. So I want it, so I know what's next, and I get it all. I'm excited when I get to the black belt level to learn the more advanced techniques. I feel like I'm really excited to see the full combos, all the way through, the more advanced kicks I'm very excited about. Of course, the weapon training as well, that gets involved. That's going to feel really special. And it's just, again, like getting that black belt, it's a gateway into learning more and building more on what you've got. So I'm just, as always, I'm excited to progress just so I can get the next level of what's there and what I can experience. Lessons I've learned from Excel is just to make sure have a positive outlook on things and don't let the negative stuff grind down. That's been very important. Breathing as well, not just during exercise so you get more out of it, but just taking a pause when your mind is racing is so important. It can be quite tricky to put that into practice still, but it's having that awareness of I can regain control of where I'm at and how I'm feeling. And that's been one of the biggest things that I've learned in Excel. And most importantly, second importantly, the martial arts as well. I've learned loads of skills involving that. I've learned how to kick better. I've had, before here, about 15 years worth of martial arting experience, but it's amazing how much different disciplines I've seen and ways to improve and change my techniques. So there is always that too. To become a black belt, it takes, I've mentioned a lot about discipline, about focus, just dedication.